in, you'll probably see like my hand or gray screen, but just give me a second. I'm going to try to put a link in the chat so that as we're talking, we don't have to like keep referring to the link. I can just tell you to go to the link in the chat. How are you all doing today? I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I'll give everybody a few minutes and I'll try to get all of these links in the chat so that as you're coming in, you will know exactly what I am talking about. I'm working from my computer as well as my phone. So y'all give me just a second. That's if I can reach it. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So I hope you saw the title of the video. And I really wanted to share that title, y'all, because seriously, I get a lot of people that tell me they don't have enough space, or if I could just wait until they move, then they'll have enough space. But I want to show you that you can grow. Like, it does not have to be, you don't have to have a big space. And when I tell you this, y'all, it's because I absolutely am one of the ones who didn't have a whole bunch of space. And I will show you in a minute. Everything is rendering. I may have to get on the Wi-Fi to get done. Okay, y'all, hold on just a second. Y'all, hold on just a second. Let me put it in the chat. I just want to put this link in the chat. And then I promise you, I couldn't do it without going live. And then I have to go back and do it. But we're going to get it all the way together. Y'all just bear with me as you're coming in. Just bear with me. I think I just put it in the chat. Yes. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and get started, y'all. How are y'all today? Put it in the chat. How are you doing? We had a wonderful, when I tell you a wonderful downpour today, I needed it. And I needed it, and I'll explain. Okay, y'all know I'm all over the place, so I'm going to stay focused. I'll tell you why I needed it before I go. So if I don't tell you, remind me in the chat. But this is what I wanted to tell y'all. Okay, so I've been today. This, y'all, we have been getting so many people to say they do not have enough space. Let me wait till I move to my new place. All type of things. And I tell you this, I know firsthand what you mean, what you going through, but it does not mean that you can't grow. So if you're new to the channel and you want to follow us along for gardening tips, inspiration, and ideas, and where we just, share in a community, go ahead. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. But here is the thing, y'all. I know for a good probably 15 years of Chris's military career, like, we did not have a yard. And I'm going to go really quick down the line. So in Germany, we had no yard. And so I got some containers, and it was like you would go up a stairwell and you would go out the back. So I just put some pots right there, but I did have to watch it because, you got kids, they're curious, they want to see. Then when we got to Japan, I had a little tiny yard, and I can remember growing some vincas and tomatoes. And then in Italy, I had like a patio garden where the backside got total, mostly morning sun, hardly any shade, and then like right off the kitchen, it got a lot of sun. That's where I grew like a lot of my herbs and a couple of vegetables. But I'm saying that because I don't want people to like not grow at all until like they move to their new house or they move to a bigger place. And so I'm standing back right here because if you've been following us, y'all know I just told this lady the other day, I am like a clearance shopper when it comes to gardening items. So I remember a few years ago, this was one of the containers we brought with us. I think this container was like $15. I always say you got to get a good quality potting soil, and we filled it up and we grew. But I'm just showing you an example of you could still grow. Now, I'm going to share with you the seed kit that we now have online. So y'all, we do have our own website now. We have our own website, and so it's auyannaplants.com, and we're slowly but surely adding inventory. Slowly but surely. We have our garden apparel on there, but I really wanted to offer some seed kits. And I want to show you what we're offering, and I want to tell you why we're offering it and why we're offering two types. But I want to start off with the tomatoes. Back about 20 years ago, when I was gardening, they didn't have a lot of varieties that were bred for containers, but I still grew them. You know, like I tell people, you can still grow a lot of varieties in containers. They may not get as big as what they say the maturity size may be, but you can still grow them. But now they're making a whole bunch of plants that are bred for containers. Now, this one right here, these tomatoes, these are what you would consider dwarf tomatoes. So they don't get that big, they don't get that wide, and they're perfect for the patio. And so you can be able to grow them. Now, before I go on, I want you to make sure that when you're growing certain types of tomatoes, you understand what it means. Some of the most common ones you'll hear are determinate, indeterminate, and semi-determinate. And now we're starting to hear a lot of what they call dwarf tomatoes. And so the determinate are tomatoes that put on the tomatoes all at once. So you'll get your harvest all at once, and then, that's it. And so oftentimes a lot of people succession plant, and what that means is they may start some tomato seeds today, and then maybe 3-4 weeks down the line they may start some more, so that they will have a continuous supply of tomatoes like all summer long. Indeterminate tomatoes mean that they're going to continue to grow until your first killing, what they call first killing frost. And so I want to stop for just a second, because you will always hear me say, like, when I go live, a lot of people are like, what zone you're in? Can I grow them now? So if you're new, my name is Auyanna of Auyanna Plants, where we teach new and beginner gardeners how to start, grow, and maintain a flourishing garden. Almost a year in July, we will be in the Atlanta area. So I am now in a zone 8A, and I'm in Georgia. And the reason why I want to express this is because oftentimes you'll see me in like March and April growing different stuff, but you may have somebody that is in, let's say, Connecticut. It's not, they're still in cold weather and they can't grow some of the things. I do like to start a lot of my seeds inside to get a jump start on the season, but it's so important that you know your first fall frost, your last spring frost, and your growing zone. You need to know that for yourself. You can go on places like USDA.gov, thealmanac.com. Oftentimes you can put in your zip code and it will tell you those three things, but you really, really need to know them, because just in case I'm showing you stuff, it may not be time for you, or it may be too late for you. So it really all depends. And so these are what you would call like a dwarf determinate type. So it's going to put on all the tomatoes at once. Your indeterminate is going to keep growing until like your first fall frost. Now the semi-determinate is like, it kind of is in between. So you may get like a second flush of tomatoes. So it'll probably give you some first flush of tomatoes, and then it'll probably put on some more. So that's how they kind of call that semi-determinate. And we've grown some of them too. And what I have done is I have I wanted this to be a companion planting container. So I do have basil in the back, but I want to share with you why I'm offering the regular seed kit and the deluxe seed kit. So first, let's go over. And if you're here or you're watching the replay, that's what took me a couple of minutes to get settled. I did put the link in the chat so that you can click on it and you can look at it with me, or after the chat you can look at it as well. Once this video is done rendering, I'll make sure that I put it in the description. But I got so many messages, whether they're email messages, whether they are DMs. Like I told y'all, a lot of people like, oh, I want to do this, but I can't. And so I heard y'all. I heard each and every one of y'all. And I was like, you know what? I got to come up with something to where we can do it together, and I can show people that you don't have to have a big space to be able to make an impact. And like I told someone, especially with I just harvested my first 4 tomatoes like the other day that were ripe, like right off the vine. And y'all, when I tell you, I wanted to. So last week I went to it was either Sam's or Costco, and I bought some tomatoes because I'm still, y'all know I'll make a salad every single day. So I bought some tomatoes, but I had 4 that were ripe. They were red, they were juicy, they were good. Y'all, when I popped them tomatoes in my mouth, I literally, no lie, wanted to take the tomatoes that I bought and just go throw them in the trash. Just throw them in the trash because I'm like, you cannot beat the taste. And so that's why the only warning I give people when they start gardening is oftentimes you're going to want to do more, you're going to want to grow more because you're going to see the quality of the taste and you're not going to want to go back. Because I read a book years ago where a lady went undercover. I cannot remember the name of the book. And oftentimes when I get done with the book, I'll like donate it to the library. But I remember her going undercover. She went to a farm undercover, like a restaurant undercover, and then like a grocery store undercover. And so what she was basically saying is oftentimes when you pick the tomatoes, or when they pick the tomatoes to sell in the stores, they'll pick them when they're green and they haven't had time to develop the taste. And then once they reach their destination, because a lot of them really have to travel thousands of miles. So once they reach their destination, they will go and they will spray something on there, and then it'll start like the ripening process. But the flavor is not there. Like the flavor has not developed. Versus when you grow it on your patio in containers in your garden, you let the sun ripen it, and it's just so sweet and it was so good. And I literally, y'all, just wanted to take those tomatoes and seriously just throw them away. Just throw them away, but I didn't because I only had harvested 4, and we have some that are really really starting to grow, but they're not ripe yet, so they still have a few more weeks. But what I have been doing is I've been coming out here and I have started some seeds. So again, if you're just joining us, I heard each and every one of you say that you really want to do it, but you don't have enough room. And so I went on there and I handpicked these seeds. Not only are they great companion plants, they're easy for beginners, and they don't have a long growing period. And so that's really why it's important to know the first fall frost, the last spring frost, and also your growing zone. And I'll show you in just a second. Now, the regular seed kit will have just the seeds by itself. And this is great for people. Okay, so you get the marigold, and we call this the summer kit. We've shipped off some this morning, but we're getting such great support that I'm seriously looking to offer a fall kit for those who can grow in the fall. Like if you can grow in the fall, we'll make a fall kit. But like if you like to just take your container and just seriously just what you call direct sow. So you're going to put the seeds directly in the soil. Then this kit would definitely be for you. So you're going to get the marigold, you're going to get the compact basil, and then you're also going to get the tomatoes. I'm doing this with one hand, y'all. It's not like I'm trying to hide it. I'm just doing it with one hand. But you see it grows best in containers, so you'll get this as well. This by itself. But if you're like me, y'all know on a lot of my videos, honey, I will tell you I'm about to plant something somewhere, and then by the end of the video I've changed. And so I like to start my seeds in cell trays so that I can have like control and placement on where I want them to go. But this is really why I'm starting a lot of these seeds in these cell trays, is because I had some not basil, sorry, I had some marigold right here. So this was a container with tomatoes, with basil, with marigold in the middle. Great companion planting. And I notice in this area we have a major, when I tell you a major slug problem, I've had to replace some marigolds. And I would put diatomaceous earth down by the marigold that was small, and I guess they slither at night. So they was coming in doing whatever they wanted to do, and they took it down. When they take it down like this, to be honest, y'all, it's no coming back. Like, it's no leaves, and it's no coming back. So what I'm doing now, don't have to, I'm letting these grow right here outside, germinate. I'm letting them germinate straight outside. But what I'm doing, because I see that we have a slug problem, is I am waiting till they get a great size in the cell trays, and then I'm going to plant them. But then I'm also going to put the diatomaceous earth in there as well. But also because I like to continue to I just like to be able to change my mind and place stuff where I need to place it at. And so that's why I like the cell trays. But I'm mainly doing it for the marigold, just to let them get a little bit bigger than what I planted, so that they can kind of, fend for, I guess, fend for themselves. And hopefully with the diatomaceous earth that it won't take it out, so that the slugs won't take it, they won't take it out. So that's why I'm doing this. And I'm going to put them directly right here. I'm going to put them right here, and just let them stay, because we're at a point where it's enough light. The days are longer. And what I like about this, with the deluxe, you're still going to get the seed kit, but you're also going to get the cell trays. And y'all know I have talked about these before, time and time again. So it's like a 3-piece seed starting cell tray. So you're going to get the adjustable humidity dome, where, we get humid here. So if you need to, just say for instance, you're getting too much moisture down in here, you can open it up all the way. If you're not getting enough, you can like close it halfway or close it the whole way. And then y'all know, after I get about 40% germination, I totally remove it, because after they germinate with that water falling down like that, you don't want to get dampening off disease, which is a fungus. But what I really love about these, because I like to look at my plants as they're growing, is, y'all, it's like the clear cell tray, so you can see the roots. And then this one I love, especially when I'm starting seeds, is you can bottom water. This is what I love to do, because for me, the way I feel is the bottom watering is going to allow your plants to be to get strong roots. And so, because what you do is, when you put the water down at the bottom, it is going to allow the plants, the roots, to find the water, which means they're going to go down, and it's going to make the roots stronger. So that's why I love to bottom water. It's up to you how you want to do it, but I do like to have like a strong root system. And so that is the way that I do it. And so I'm just going to leave these, because in the end, this is going to be like the final place for these. Not all 36, because it's like 12 a piece. Now you're going to get 3 of these. So it's up to you if you want to, maybe put 1 row of tomatoes, 2 rows of marigolds. It's up to you. Normally, I don't recommend that, but these have about the same amount of germination as far as the dates, of how long it takes to germinate. And so you can totally do it. But just remember that when you start getting a lot of germination, just take this top off totally. But this comes with the deluxe kit. You also get the labels. You also get the seeds. But each order, regardless of if you get the regular kit or the deluxe kit, you're going to get like an instructional and a how-to video that talks about these kits, these seeds. And you're going to get this once your order has shipped. So that way, when your order arrives, you will be ready. And this is why I say I picked these, because in my opinion, like some plants can take like 80 days or something like this. Now the basil, you can seriously start harvesting that like after you get maybe like 6 or 10 leaves if you want to start harvesting them. And I always say, especially with the basil, like the more you harvest, the more bushier it gets and the more it puts on, as far as the leaves. Now the the marigolds are 60 days. And so this is what I want to say, y'all. When you say 60 days, it doesn't mean like as soon as you get it, you plant it and you say 60 days, I'm going to have blooms. What I do is on my label, and you're going to get labels if you get the deluxe kit. On my labels, and y'all know that's one thing I got to work on, but I did label. Y'all see, since the labels come with it, I did label these. I put the date that I planted, right? But then I have a calendar where I go in and put the day that it germinated. So when it says something like 60 days, I don't count from the day I put the seed in the seed starting mix. I count from the day it germinates. But it's not always 60 days. You know what I mean? Like it may be 65 days, or maybe 70 days, or maybe 58 days. It's just an estimate, because a lot of times your environment is going to also dictate that as well. So it just all depends. But everybody receives the instructional video. But I just really wanted to put this together, because it's when I kept getting like the DMs and the emails, I was saying to myself, what can I do? What can I do to help people realize that they don't have to have a big space to be able to grow? And so I can show y'all videos all day, but I also want us to do it together, which is why like we're starting the seeds all together. We're going to do this together. Y'all see I got my seeds started. We did a shipment this morning. So when those customers get their seeds, and then we did a shipment last week, and they watch the video, because we send the video as soon as the order ships. When they watch the video, it'll be like, okay, it's time to I'm ready to start growing, and we can just all grow together. And I'm going to keep y'all posted, like if it does good, if it does bad, if the slugs have gotten to my marigolds again, because I have had to plant another marigold in a place that I put it just last week, because the slugs pretty much took it down to the stem. And like I said, once you take it down to the stem like that, it's not coming back, because it's no leaves to get that energy, like the energy from the sun and the chlorophyll and all of that. Like it's none of that. It's just a straight stem on there. And so what I did was I put the diatomaceous earth on there, and so far one is doing good. So far it's like one of the slugs is saying, I don't care about the diatomaceous earth, I'm gonna crawl over here anyway and see if I can get through it. But I won't do it this time in here, but that's why I'm starting it in the cell trays over here, because I'm gonna let these get as big as I can in the cell tray, big enough to where it's like, okay, it's time to take out. And then I'm going to take my diatomaceous earth and I'm going to put it around the straw mulch. And then I am going to, that's why I was saying now I'm just going to let them grow really good in here. And then we'll plant them out and see how they grow. So I want to share with you a couple of more things that we have on the patio. So this is proof that you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until you get to your new place, or you don't have to say I'm going to do it next year. But again, you need to know those three main factors, and you need to write it down and keep it somewhere. So you need to write down your first fall frost, your last spring frost, and you need to write down your growing zone. I've shared this container with y'all where this is just 3 different types of oregano, and you don't have to grow. So it's up to you. You can do like I did. I do it all. I do a mix of containers. So this is what you would consider companion planting. You can, just depending on how big, you can mix your containers, or you can do just one type of container. So, but this is like 3 different types of oregano that's growing in here. But then this is like one type. This is the banana mint. This was one of the first mints that we got last year. And I just love the way it smelled. Now I do need to cut this back. And then I have some lemon balm that it's in one container. I want to pull this out so y'all can see how big the container is. It's not very big, but I got it in here because you can see where I've been cutting off of it and clipping it, because I love to drink lemon balm tea at night. And then what I did with this plant right here is, this is a tree lavender, but I underplanted it with some alyssum. And I did that also for another plant that I had, the citrus plant. I underplanted it with some alyssum, and it just looks really pretty. So you get creative. And that's what I said. Sometimes you might have to get creative. You may have to be creative if you have small spaces, but it's totally possible for you to do. Like, even if you just had a little small patio that you could step out on, or even if not even that, if you just had like a little side thing at the front door or something like that. Now, with that said, let me tell you this. Now, these are all full sun plants. So you have to find a space when you get your order. You have to find a space that gets at least 6+ hours of sun. That's where they're going to thrive. A lot of your fruiting plants are going to need that full sun. So each and every one of them, the basil needs full sun, the marigold, and then the tomatoes, at least 6 hours or more of full sun. So you have to make sure you have a space, even if it's small, but make sure you have a space to where it's going to get that full full sun, meaning 6+ or more hours of sun, and you'll be able to harvest these in no time, in probably 2 months, or a little bit over 2 months, or maybe a little under 2 months. It just depends. So again, I put the link in the chat with the collection. We have the regular collection, like if you just want to get the seeds that we have right here, and you just want to, when you get your order, if you just want to, direct sow them right down in here and just cover it up and wait till they germinate. Or if you like me, that switch up a little bit, or have a problem with the marigold, you'll want to get the deluxe seed kit, so that way you'll have a little bit more control. But remember, and this information is also in the video that we send you once your order, for the simple fact, like, do not limit, y'all, don't limit yourself and say, I'm gonna grow when I get to my new place, or I'm gonna grow next year, or I'm gonna grow here or there. Start now. Start small. I always say start with 1 or 3 plants, and this is exactly what this is. This is like 3 plants. You can learn these plants. They're full sun. And then I've already started some from seed, so I'll take you throughout the whole process so that you can see how they're growing. Like I said, I'll let you know if the slugs have gotten a hold again to the marigolds, or if my method that I'm thinking of letting them stay till they get a little bit bigger, like if that method would be the best. So thank you all for your time. Make sure you write those dates down: your first fall frost, your last spring frost, and then your growing zone. And make sure you click the link. And so again, once this video is done rendering, I will make sure that you can look in the description, and you can also see the link to order yours. I promise y'all, this is not a fear of missing out. This is not a FOMO or a tactic. I seriously only have a limited supply, because after I kept getting all of the emails and the DM, I said, let me see if I could come up with something to just encourage someone to be able to start to just like grow, so that they can experience this. So I only got a few, and then so when it's all gone, it's gone. But I do plan on offering a fall kit as well for those who can grow in the fall, because we've had such great results and good support from that. So y'all be safe and be careful, and make sure you enjoy your weekend, and we will talk again soon. Bye, y'all.